Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, first of all, don't mind me because my AC is still broken in here and I have to get it fixed. So that's why I have this, because I will die. It is like 5 million degrees outside and I'm not allowed to be naked because I'm on camera, so hopefully this doesn't make too much noise. I have it on low, so it should be fine. But today's video I'm actually going to do a favorites, because I've been wanting to do this for a while. This isn't like a monthly favorites or anything like that, because I don't really follow a uploading or trying on new stuff schedule where I have like tons and tons of stuff every month. So this is just more of like a current favorites of stuff I've been using a lot recently and loving. Some of the stuff I've been using for a long time, and some of the stuff is very new. So let's get started. For primers, I have two that I've been loving lately. The first one is, I talked about this before in a haul video, and I have decided that especially in the summer heat, I am obsessed with this. This is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer. This really keeps my oils at bay and just prevents shine better than like any other primer I've tried, to be honest. And this product it's very easy to use too much of this product. You need the smallest, like, pea-sized amount. Like, I've been getting a good use out of this little tiny tube right here. This is the travel size, that's like $15. And it's really potent and strong. Like, you can very easily go overboard with this and make your foundation look cakey and terrible, which I think I did the first time I used it in that video. But I'll link that video down below if you're interested in seeing my first impressions of this and a bunch of other stuff, which I'm also talking about here. But this really is incredible. I've decided. The other primer, I actually don't know where it is. I'm gonna leave a picture of it in the screen somewhere. It's the Bodyography Mineral Veil Foundation Primer, the green one. This Bodyography is actually the makeup that Mikasa Beauty has available on their site, and Mikasa Beauty, for those of you who don't know, is the brand I'm an affiliate with. They make really great, reasonably priced brushes, and you can use the code JOEBEAUTY for 25% off all those brushes if you're interested. I'll leave that down below, but you can also purchase Bodyography makeup on that site. And Bodyography isn't a brand I've seen anywhere else other than there, so I just thought I'd mention that whole thing. It's a green primer, so it actually helps correct redness on my face. My face doesn't look really red and doesn't show through. It also kind of treats it a little bit. And I've noticed after I've used the primer that my face has been looking less red. So it does a good job of both keeping my redness at bay with my foundation and like also decreasing my redness in the long run. It is expensive. It's at $36 and there's no like small size or travel size or any of that. So you're gonna have to just go for it, but I do recommend it. I do think it's worth the money, and it does make foundation look really good underneath, nice and smooth, and it applies nicely. I haven't been using a lot of foundations lately because it's been so goddamn hot. I've just been using concealer and like concealing the spots on my face I feel like I really need coverage, and leaving the rest of my skin not bare but with like less product on it, like I go with powder and stuff. But I do either foundation or I just do concealer. I never do both because I feel like it's too much for this heat. But I do have two foundations that I have been loving for this summer. This is not a new product for me. I've actually been using this for like months and months and months, but I don't think I've actually mentioned it other than this video. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. This is the shade Ivory. And if you don't believe me when I say it's my favorite, this is how much is left. Like, that's what we're dealing with here. It's almost gone. I don't know if I'm going to repurchase it or not because I want to try new foundations as well. I don't like to have too many foundations at once, or else it's just like overwhelming and they expire more quickly than other products, so I don't want to like... I try to like, you know, keep a healthy amount of foundations, if you will. But yeah, so that product is very unique, and you're gonna find a lot of people actually really don't like it, and the reason for that is actually because I think it's geared toward very, very, very oily skin. Anyone who has dry skin, it won't work. because they find it like grabs onto their skin, it clings to dry patches, it's very difficult to blend. When I put I do find that depending on the primer I have under my face and depending on the weather and how oily my skin is, I actually also can have difficulty blending it. But nothing like where it doesn't blend, like it does, it just needs to work a little bit to get there, but once it gets there, it has the most amazing skin-like finish, but it still has a not full coverage, but a decent amount of coverage. I absolutely love it. Like, I've never met a foundation that looks so natural and skin-like, but also is very, like, durable throughout the day and lasts against oils. So I do find this to be very unique and unlike anything else I've ever tried, because usually a foundation like this will be very cakey or very, like, full coverage, and this is not that. This is a very natural yet oily-friendly foundation, so I like that. And it's also the second cheapest foundation at Sephora at $25. And the foundation that I'm going to talk about, I think, is actually the cheapest. This is the Sephora Matte Perfection Powder Foundation in the shade Fair Neutral. Also very used. Comes with a puff, which I've long lost and don't even use, so I don't care. This is gorgeous. However, this is really the first powder foundation in a long time that I've tried, so to be fair, I don't have a lot of powder foundations to compare this to. But I do think that it's really good. It gives really nice coverage and it really sets my makeup well. I do find that I kind of can not last as well on my really intense days when I'm at work and in the kitchen, but on a normal day I think it lasts just fine and I do like it. I actually do think that this would wear very well with this guy. I've never actually tried them together before, but now I'm thinking about it, I feel like this would give the nice natural durable finish and this will add a little more coverage to it and also set it. So I feel like these will work well together and I want to try them together at some point. Concealer. Now the next concealer I'm going to talk about should come to no surprise to anyone. This is like everyone's favorite, always, ever. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral. This is like unlike anything else. It is so full coverage. This is the most full coverage like liquid like theater makeup product. Like, it's not as full coverage as like the Kryolan TV paint stick, which I have like right here. This is like literal paint on the face, but this is the most full coverage thing beauty product wise. Like, this is incredible. You need the smallest amount, it goes the longest way, it also blends out really easily, and this is such a nice color. It really brightens up my skin, and I've been wearing this so much like just by itself without any foundation, and it's been wearing it beautifully. It just really, it wears as a foundation just as well. Some concealers don't really do that, but this one really does, and it's just, it's so nice, and it's unlike anything else. So the hype about this product really is amazing. Not to mention that I've had this since like December, and I still have so much left. I've used this a lot since then, like every day at some point, and like it's one tube, it's $24, which is a lot, but one tube lasts you a really long time, so I actually do think it's worth the money. Another concealer I've been using a lot, and if you watch my Bobbi Brown, which I'll link below, my Bobbi Brown like vlog, haul, try on extravaganza, you'll see I haul this, is the Bobbi Brown Tinted Eye Brightener. This is very similar to my Ride or Die NYX HD concealer, which, as you guys know, is like my absolute, like, I've gone through so many of these. This is like a true drugstore gem for me. I find this to be super brightening, and I find this to actually perform very similar to that, which is why I like it. It's not the fullest of full coverage, but it leaves a nice finish on the skin. I got this on sale at a Bobbi Brown sample sale. Would I buy it again? I don't think so, just because I feel like it's the same thing as a NYX concealer. And it's like, why would I spend like $20 on making it for $5? You know what I mean? Like the Tarte Shape Tape, that is not the same as NYX concealer at all, but these are very similar. That being said, I have been using it a lot and I do like it, so I still think it's a favorite, and I think it's a good product if you're willing to spend the money on it. But I think NYX HD is a pretty good dupe for it. Just saying. There's only one powder, other than like my usual, you know, suspects, the Petit Airspun and the Benai. I have a powder that I think might actually be just a notch above those, like as crazy as I say. And this is also a very hyped up product. This is the RCMA No Color Powder, and you get so much product for $10, first of all. Look at that. I barely even dented it too. Like, this will last me forever. It's nice. It doesn't leave too much of a white cast. I do put a lot of powder, so it did leave, but most powders do because they put so much of it, but this Just really sets the makeup so nicely, and there's not much more to say. I just find it lasts really well, and I think it might actually be above my Coty Airspun. I do love my Coty Airspun, I love my Ben Nyes, but I do feel like I'm really liking that one right now. I just feel like it's working a little bit better. Just a little bit. I don't know. Might be my top powder right now. The hype is real. For contour, I really only have one product. This is the closest thing I found to the Kat Von D shade in my palette. This is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. You get 8 shades. I'm gonna say I don't like... This is like a shimmer highlight. And I don't really like it. It looks really weird and powdery on the skin. It's not very reflective. I don't know. I'm not a fan. But I love these two. They're really nice, smooth powders. And I love all 4 of the contour / bronzing shades in here. Move the camera a little closer so we can get a little more close and personal. I was talking about the NYX contour kit. Yeah, very similar to the Kat Von D powders. They're very pigmented, they last well on the face, and this is the closest thing I've found to it. All these powders are also available individually if you're interested, and I think you can also even like build your own palette if like you don't want all of these colors or something, you want to buy them individually. I think you can buy an empty palette. I'm like 95% sure you can do that, so that's good. And they're not magnetic though, just so you know, they won't fit into a Z palette. I've tried. They will only fit into this one. Blush! There's 2 blushes I've been loving. One is not new at all. This I've had forever. This is the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. You can see the lettering is completely gone. And this is just a beautiful golden toned peachy pink. They're so soft. I love this formula so much. These are really luminous as well, meaning they will give a slight sheen to your face as well as blushing your face. And I love the Milani blushes so much. I love all of them. I have all the colors. My other favorite is Delicioso Pink, which you've probably seen me use in a bunch of videos, but this is really good for every day because it just goes well with every look, and I keep it in my... I have a little travel bag of makeup right here, and a lot of the products... This is what I like bring on the train when I'm like feeling lazy, just want to do my makeup on the train when I'm on the way to work or something. And this is in there. A lot of the products I'm talking about are in this bag. I've had for a long time. I love it. I've never ran out of a blush before, but I feel like this is going to be the first blush I run out of because I use this constantly. And it's $10 at CVS. Milani blushes are stunning. I think there are a lot of great blushes at the drugstore, and those tend to be my absolute favorites. Next blush I'm going to talk about is not so affordable. This is a newer blush for me. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-hour powder blush in the shade Indecent. Now this is actually also a PG shade. It's actually very similar to Luminoso in color. However, it's not as luminous. It's more of a matte blush. Maybe matte satiny if anything. So soft and velvety, so pigmented, but it's like just the right amount of pigment where it's not too much. Because some blushes, like you put it on and you're like, what the fuck just happened? It's like the Milani blush in that way. I got this on sale at Sephora, so I didn't pay full price for it. Full price is probably like $18 or $20. Expensive, but very, very nice. If you're looking to splurge on a blush, this is a good one. I've been using this a lot. These are 2 I've been using more than any other blush so far, which is partially because of the color. It's so wearable and works well for like every day. Highlight. I've only had this for like a couple weeks, but which isn't a long time, but I already know it's a favorite. And I just keep it up here on its pedestal. I keep it in the box because the box is so pretty. This is the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia. I finally decided to splurge and get a glow kit. I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside. Packaging, gorgeous. I wanted a glow kit, but like, you know, I have so many highlighters. I was like, I don't want to get like another gold, another like, you know, pearl, another pink highlight that I have. So I want to get something unique, and this is very unique. You have 6 colored shades, and you could use these as eyeshadows as well, obviously. What I actually like about these is what I'm wearing today, if you can't tell. I'm also wearing Indecent blush today. I don't think I mentioned that, but I am wearing Indecent on my cheeks today. I tried to wear a lot of the products that I'm talking about today, so you can see the effect they give. And yeah, I love these. They're just so gorgeous. What I find about these though is that they're not like overly pigmented. So you see this and you're like, I'm never gonna freaking use this, why would I get it? But you can actually, if you use like a brush like this, like a very like soft fan brush, you can actually apply it very subtly where the color doesn't show up. It just leaves a very nice sheen. And so you can actually make wearable highlights out of this. Or you could take a denser brush, like e.l.f. concealer brush, which is my favorite highlighting brush, to really get the color on. You can also like use an eyeshadow with your finger or the brush. You can really control the pigmentation, is what I'm trying to say, because it's not like super like hyper pigmented. So, but they're pigmented enough where the color obviously shows up. So it's just a nice product you can really manipulate to do what you want to do. So I do think it's more versatile than people give it credit for. I know a lot of people didn't like this because it does, when you put it on intensely on your cheeks, it does leave sort of a cast, like a weird, like, you know, you put on a weird color highlight, it leaves a cast when like you're not turning and it doesn't reflect. I don't mind that, honestly, because I think they're cool. Like, these are so cool, they're worth it. But I know a lot of people don't like that, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Almost done, yay! Eyeshadow palettes. Now, y'all know eyeshadow palettes are my jam. I have 3 here. You're gonna hate me for this. I really love the Viseart eyeshadows. I know, I was so questionable about them when I hauled these in my last haul video. They are unlike any of the shadows I've ever used. You're gonna open up this palette, and it's travel size. I keep this in my travel to go, and that's why it was so dusty. You get 4 beautiful mattes, beautiful, very rich mattes, and then you get some amazing buttery shimmers that are just so spectacular. Look at that. And I want to give you guys proper swatches. Ta-da! These are the mattes, and these are the shimmers. Hopefully you can see that. I have arm hair, so I can't really swatch there. You'll be able to see the color. But yeah, that gold though, did you see that gold? Like how, let me just show you on my finger. It's like one swipe. Like, are you kidding me? Hi. This little guy with 8 shadows is $30. The bigger size Viseart palettes are $80. They are insanely expensive. Viseart is a brand that is based in France, and they make just eyeshadow palettes for makeup artists. They don't make individual eyeshadows, they don't make any other products. They focus all of their time and resources and energy into making these palettes. And the shadows are so good. The mattes, like, they're pigmented, then they also blend out so easily. Like, it's impossible to put too much. Like, these are so foolproof and just really good quality. And the shimmers glide on with ease. They're very wearable colors as well, as you can see. So I do get a lot of like good everyday looks out of this palette, so it's a good front to go. So I do get a lot of use out of it, and I get my money's worth. People are probably not, they're going to turn away from Viseart immediately because they see the price. If this helps, I know Beautylish in particular, I think, or some other site, I think it's Beautylish, you can buy the $80 palette and make 3 payments. So you're paying like between $20 and $25 each month for the palette, so that might justify price for you if you see it that way. Like, you're not spending it all, because people are like, they don't want to spend all their money on one thing all at once, and I agree with that. I don't think I'm gonna buy like a full-size palette, honestly, because first of all, I have so much eyeshadow, and second of all, it's just a lot of money for like just one thing. So it's like, I don't know if it's worth it for me. I'd rather like try as many things as possible and, you know, review them. And because I get bored and I like to try new things. You have to decide for yourself if it's worth it or not. I do like, I mean, I bought this one because it was like $30. I was like, okay, $30, I can do that. But you don't get a lot of product for $30, so you just decide for yourself whether it's worth it. But they are really good, and they are truly unlike any other shadows I've tried. My Kat Von D and my Anastasia, which I still love those, don't get me wrong, but these are just really, they stand out on their own. So, I think they're worth the money. Sorry, I said it. Sorry, not sorry. The second palette I'm going to talk about is more affordable, so that's good. This is the Makeup Revolution Contour Light and Shade Palette. This is a straight up dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which I talked about in the last video, how they literally copied almost the name. They just switched letters around in the shades in the exact order, the exact same colors. In between the time I made that video, Kat Von D actually noticed, and she got really upset, and she made like a call out post on Instagram. She made a whole video about it too because she was that angry. She was like, this is straight up plagiarism. And, you know, it's a touchy subject because, you know, obviously dupes in the makeup industry are a thing, and Makeup Revolution is actually a brand that specializes in making dupes for high-end palettes. But I guess, you know, they really did like copy this palette verbatim. And obviously it's not the same formula, but like couldn't change it a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's like, I don't know, I kind of understand a little both sides. Like, she was being very dramatic, as Kat Von D is, and, you know, dupes are a thing, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but I guess I understand why an artist who created something would be upset. I guess. So I guess I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland. Anyway, the palette itself is really good. The shades are super pigmented. I want to swatch them for you guys, but I don't have room. They don't swatch super well. Just a little. They're all matte shades. Oh, this peachy color too. You get a huge pan of it. I like this. I don't think they're pigmented. They're not quite as blendable as a higher end shadow as a Kat Von D or Anastasia. But I think they're good for the price. This whole thing is $15, 1.5. So that's pretty good. It's obviously, you know, a drugstore brand with a dupe price. I do think it's good for what it is. And also, these have replaced my Morphe shadows for brow color. I find that this lighter brown shade right here and this darker brown shade right here are really good brow colors on me. It's what I use in my brows today. I find this palette to be a lot more transportable as well than that big ass Morphe palette, so I've just been liking this better for my brows lately, and this is what I've been using. I'm reaching for every day to do my brows with. Because you all know, I like eyeshadow better for my brows than anything else I've tried. I've tried pencils, I've tried pomade, I've tried gel, and I just like brows. I like shadow better. Although I have been using an Anastasia Brow Wiz a lot lately. I will give it, I heard these things are really flimsy and break. My spoolie totally broke.
Excuse me.
Which sucks. I got this on sale as well. I got it for like half price, so I only paid like $10 for it. It's a good pencil. It's good for the go. I want to say it's good on the go, but then it broke. So I don't know if it's really that good on the go. Although I go a lot, and I'm very rough when I go. So, could be that. I actually find that I can use this okay without the spoolie. Like, I can go with a light hand, and my brows don't look like they need blending. This pencil has a lot of control. It does make your brows look very nice. Do I think you can get it? Like, do I think it's worth the money? I don't know. I think I really like the NYX brow pencil as well, and I heard that was like a straight up dupe for this. Like, it was the same type of, you know, twist up cap, and it was the same type of spoolie thing. This is not a new product. This has been around for decades. But I've just been using it, and I've been liking it for the go because it's really small and compact. Well, I would have liked it more if it didn't break. Yeah. Oh, I just totally started talking about brows when I still had a third eyeshadow palette. I talked about the brows in there, and I was like, let's keep talking about brows. The third palette is a colorful palette, and it's actually Kat Von D. Ironically enough, this is you might know what's coming, the Pastel Goth palette. This is a palette, it's very dirty, I want to show you all it's been used, full of shades, and people don't like this palette, they say, because it's like, it's not really pastel, and it's not. They're light, they're brights, they're light brights, but I guess they're not true pastels. Maybe the purple or pink, and the, I guess orange, I don't know. They're not like true top colors, they're a little too dark, but I think true pastels wouldn't show up very well in the eyes, so that's why Kat Von D decided to do this, and it's not like, never said it was going to be a true pastel palette. It's just pastel-y inspired, which I see. I've been loving this. Some of them, you know, they do take a little while. They are pigmented. Some of them skip on the eye a little bit. Like, I find the shade Doom did a little bit. I used that in the tutorial, actually. You might have seen that happen. I think it was either Meow or Dope. It might have been Meow, where we really had to, like, work on the eye to make it show up. But the other ones, I've had no complaints. I really love Clementine, that like pinky salmon-y color. I feel like that color is so unique and it's beautiful. It's so good in the crease. It's a great transition. I love Gloom, I love Dagger, I love Star, and I also really love Skull, which is the whiteness palette. This is a really, really nice white. I used some of these shades today. I used Gloom and Dagger in the crease, And I use Skull on the brow bone. I also use the Jaclyn Hill palette as well as this. So it's not the only thing on my eye, but I did incorporate this palette in because I want to incorporate one of my favorite palettes. My current favorite palettes. But yes, Skull is really nice. Like, I've been using Skull every time I need to use white. Yeah, that's $38. I don't think it's available anymore, so there's no point in me telling you that. Also, let me know if you're interested in like a favorite brushes video. I'm gonna be mentioning a lot of Mikasa brushes. I want to do like a Mikasa brushes buying guide if you guys are interested in like buying any of those brushes. I want to like talk about my favorite brushes and like how to use them and the best ones and just really put a video out there about them. So if you're interested in that, let me know. It's definitely on my list. Or just a general favorite brushes video, or both, or if you want me to combine them into one, you know, let me know. Let a bitch know. The NYX glitter. This is my favorite shade. This is Crystal. It is a dupe for MAC 3D Silver Glitter, and it's $5, and it's so pretty. Let me just show it to you. It is a silver, but it has, like, these blue-green reflex in it. Probably see me use this in a bunch of looks and tutorials. It's one of my faves. It's my absolute favorite glitter. This glitter formula is my favorite glitter. If you consider glitter a formula. Another thing, I have been using a good amount, and I feel like these are talked about a lot on social media, so it's no surprise. Stila Magnificent Metal Eyeshadows. I have two shades. I have the shade Diamond Dust, which is my favorite because it's like a straight silver. And it works well with everything. Look at that. And I also have the shade Into the Blue, which is a more metallic finish. It's really interesting, like, blue-purple. I like Diamond Dust a little more because I feel like I can integrate it into more looks. But I do love Into the Blue as well. They go on with such ease. They also blend really nicely, but then once they set, they don't budge. And they're such an easy product to use. They come with these little like doe foot applicators similar to what you get in a liquid lipstick. And they just really deposit product nicely. And they give you some nice precision on your eye. And I just love it. Very worth the $24. Liners! This is this one from Colourpop. This is Dirty. This is the Mr. Bing liner. I think this is the one Kathleen Lights made. It's a really pretty... I swatched it and I was like, this isn't going to be that good. But I think I actually had to break it in a little bit because now it just swatched really beautifully. I think when I swatched it and I first got it, it was just like underwhelming. Because it was kind of like whatever. But it's really pretty on the eye. It has barely any red in it. It's more of like a chocolatey brown. It just has the smallest smidged amount of warmth to it, and it's really pretty. It lasts really well on the eye. It's really creamy. I'm a fan. It stays in my everyday travel bag, which is what I just pulled it out of. The NYX white liquid liner. It's just a straight up liquid liner, a white liquid liner. You see me use a lot of white liquid liner on my looks lately because of that product. It's really nice. It lasts well. I do a lot of nice, really white designs and stuff like that with it. It's not much to say. It's just a white liquid liner, and it's good. I've been using it a lot, so it's a favorite. One liner I've been using a lot. I don't really have a black liquid liner because I don't wear black liquid liner a lot. Like, I don't have like a particular one other than the ones I've been using. I love the Eyeko I Do liquid liner and the Essence liquid liner, which is $3. I have a new one from Eyeko, the Precise Felt Tip liner that I'm trying out. I actually used it today and I like it so far, but I'll have to see a little more into that. But yeah, I don't use black liquid liner that much. I don't have one to really report. This first one is a lesser known product. Ipsy sent this to me a couple months ago. This is the Elizabeth Mull. The color is Bay Lip Lacquer in the shade Moxie Mauve. And it is a mauvey pink. It smells very vanilla-ish. This is the small size. Large size is for $20. I looked it up before. This is not a liquid lipstick. It does not dry down, which I actually like though. It feels really comfortable on the lips, almost moisturizing-y. It lasts average, but it's just such a pretty color. And actually what I've been liking to do recently is I just put a little bit of lipstick on my lips and then work with my finger to give myself a more like a natural lip color. Just like a nice lip tint as opposed to like what I did today where I filled in the lip. I just sort of just take my finger, take a little product on it and dab. No, I take a little product on my lip, my finger, and dab. Another lipstick I've been using a good amount is Kat Von D's liquid lip in Lovesick I've been loving. This is in the shade Lovesick, as I just said. It is, compared to Moxie Mauve, it is just a more light purpley pink. It's a little more purple to it, I would say. Whereas this one's a little bit warmer. Lovesick is cooler. I love this. This is so stunning. I do the same thing where I just dab it on my lips, or I can just apply this full on. Kat Von D's formula is amazing. They last a good amount of time. Her lighter shades are better than her darker shades, in my opinion, from what I've tried, but I do love this. And I've been loving it recently. The third lipstick, which is the lipstick I'm wearing today, this is a NYX matte lipstick. This is in the shade Temptress. And this is very used. I've had this for a pretty long time, actually. It's just a straight coral. See how creamy that is, though? Like, that's just one slight. This lasts really nicely on the lips for a lipstick, I would say. It doesn't last all day, but it lasts a pretty long time. I don't find a lipstick, even liquid lipsticks, to last all day. But I'd say as far as the lipsticks go, this one lasts decently. And it's a beautiful corally color. It's nice for every day. There's a lot of different looks, so not much to say. I do think NYX has a lot of really great lipsticks. You know how much I love the soft matte lip creams, and I do love this one as well. And I love pretty much all the NYX lip lines. I think they're all amazing for the most part. I'm going to talk about this product as more of like an honorable mention. I've only worn this a couple of times, so I can't say it's like a die-hard favorite. I did really like, the 2 times I've tried it, the Stila All Day Liquid Lipsticks. This is in the shade... oh, Rosa. I'm so stupid. I thought it was like numbers and it said the word Rosa. Ha, silly me. This is a really light... this is actually a pastel colored pink. And it's a very like moussey, and they smell like cake. They remind me so much of the NYX soft matte lip creams. And they last really well on lips. Like, the times I've used it, I was like, wow, this lasted a really long time. And it lasted through a lot of my food endeavors. And I actually do really like this formula so far. And I do actually think it just reminds me so much of like the texture and the longevity and the finish and the smell of the NYX soft matte lip creams, which you know I love. I have a ton of back here. So yeah, this is just sort of an honorable mention. That's it. I'm gonna edit this video, get it up for you guys. I'm gonna try really hard to upload once a week. I'm gonna try really hard to get my AC fixed as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you see, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Share it to the world, share it to the children. And I hope you liked my favorites. And I really enjoyed talking about makeup with you guys. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!